What is up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist, and today I'm back to bring you Season 2, I guess you can call it, of Grim Dark Battles. Now, if you guys don't know what Grim Dark Battles is, think of it as like a death match pitting two characters of the Warhammer 40K universe going up against one another. We dissect their strengths, their weaknesses, their notable feats, and then we do a what-if scenario going head to head in a massive battle. Now, if you guys haven't seen the first season, we've got tons of great fights. For example, we've got Gaskell versus Farsight. We've got Karn the Betrayer going up against everybody's favorite Grey Knight, Drago, and so many more battles. So, to begin Season 2, I had to do it a little bit differently. This isn't a 1v1, no, this is a 5v5. So this is the first ever squad battle, and we're pitting Nurglings going up against the Orcs Gretchin. Now, the way we do this, we used to do it going off of votes, but we found out that usually the more popular one would win the battle instead of the one that makes the most sense. So, based on the lore, the winner will be decided, but I'm still going to let you guys know how you voted. So, usually about a week or so before we put out our Grimdark battles, check out our Facebook page and the YouTube channel because there will be polls where you guys can vote for the victor. Now, if you guys want your own suggestions to be put on here, please let me know down in the comments below what other battles you guys want me to cover. But for now, let's dive into this Grimdark battle. On one side, we have the Nurglings. Nurglings are essentially miniature versions of the Great Unclean One. They're mischievous, and they dance about in swarms. On their own, they pose very little threat. However, one scratch would be enough to leave you with a festering wound that will eventually lead to your death. These Nurglings can often grow to about 12 inches tall, depending. And like I said before, they're not very strong, they're not very fast, or smart. Hell, on a 1v1 battle, they will pretty much lose against anyone every single time. I mean, a regular person can literally just kick one aside. But where Nurglings prosper is in hordes. A swarm of Nurglings will leave all vegetation in their wake as rotten sludge, and if you're unlucky enough to be caught in this swarm, you too will end up as sludge. Now they have a variety of toxins within them. Each claw, each tooth is just jam-packed with Nurgle's diseases. So if one scratch, one bite will literally mean your downfall. So basically, to sum things up, the pros to being a Nurgling is that they're very resilient to pain, and that they carry horrible diseases and poxes. Unfortunately for them, they're slow, they're stupid, and they're weak on their own. So now that we have a better grasp on what a Nurgling is, let's jump against their opponents, the Gretchin. Gretchin are very small orcoid creatures. Just like how Nurglings are mini Great Unclean Ones, Gretchin can be compared to being mini orcs. They love to fight as long as it's against a weaker opponent. They generally are used as slaves by the orcs. If they're not slaves, then they're either forced into battle, they're being forced to fix broken war machines, sometimes they're even used as ammo runts, or they will assist pain boys in like orky surgeries and that kind of thing. So pretty much they get pushed around, they're at the bottom of the food chain, and it's just not a great life if you're a Gretchin. However, because of this, they tend to be a little bit more smarter and more versatile in their tactics because Gretchin are put into different fields. They tend to do different types of I guess, roles as like jobs and stuff, so they get a little bit more tactical that way. But anyway, again, they're not as strong one-on-one, but since they are smarter, they do know how to wield pistols, knives, and they can use other instruments such as wrenches and stuff as weapons on the battlefield. So Again, because of this, they're going to be a little bit more of a threat, but once again, in a swarm, in a group of Nurglings, they're a little bit tougher. So again, if you do have a large enough squad of Gretchin, perhaps one day they may be strong enough to overthrow their orc masters and form their own wall. And this has happened. It's just not very common. So again, guys, the pluses is they get to use weapons and they're smart. And the negatives, I guess it's the same thing as a Nurgling. They're not very, their leadership skills isn't really up there, and they're pretty weak. So again, it is a 5v5 fight, and let's dive into this grim dark battle. A looted battle barge has been drifting in space for quite a few months now. The orcs have completely clobbered all of the humies and spiky boys inside, and all that remains are decomposing bodies and battle-hungry orcs. Deep in the bowels of the ship, a lone chaos cultist has survived, and he's been living off of the flesh of both slain orcs and chaos space marines. Unfortunately for this individual, his belly has been festering a vile amount of rotten flesh, and he feels excruciating pain as his intestines begin to tear apart from the inside out. Tiny claws pierce his flesh, and out crawl 5 bloody Nurglings. Jumping with joy, they hop about in their new environment, looking to make new friends. Just then, a squad of Gretchin enter the storage room to find new trinkets to trade amongst one another. These two groups of green beings lock eyes. "Attack!" the Gretchin yell. The only Gretchin with a pistol fires at the demons. 2 shots miss, but one lucky round hits a Nurgling, tearing a chunk out and severing its right arm. Nonetheless, the demons gleefully continue their advance. The Gretchin momentarily halt at the shock of the demon ignoring its wound. Well, at least one Gretchin continues his assault, and he lunges in on the Nurglings. Poor Gretchin. With no weapons to aid him, his punches and kicks were met with razor-sharp teeth and claws. Seeing this grisly scene, the Gretchin retreat, but the demons continue, and they split up to chase after them. The remaining Gretchin grab hold of the closest weapons they could find, knives and wrenches, and seeing the already damaged Nurgling on its own, 3 of the remaining Gretchin gang up on him, clobbering him with their heavy wrenches and knives. Just then, the other Gretchin tries to join in on the beating going on, but he gets interrupted by the Nurglings. In a last-ditch effort, the Gretchin attempts to toss a grenade, but the sharp teeth of the Nurglings gnaw its arm off mid-throw. The grenade lands a few feet away from the rest of his squad. Kaboom! Another Gretchin goes down by this massive explosion. However, the already dead Nurgling's body also gets caught in the blast. From this blast, just like a pus-filled zit, the Nurgling's body pops, spraying its acidic blood all over the Gretchin survivors. Unfortunately for them, they begin melting away, for this Nurgling carried a very potent toxin derived by Papa Nurgle himself. The remaining Nurglings dance as the Gretchin scream in agony. Their joy would soon end, for these screams caught the attention of the orcs in the barge. But for now, the winners of this grim dark battle are the Nurglings. And just like that, guys, that brings us to the end of yet another grim dark battle. So at the end of the day, yes, the demonic Nurglings took it 4-0. Only one Nurgling died, and it makes sense, because like if you think about it, the pistol couldn't really do much, and like knives and stuff and whatnot, like Gretchin are not just going to charge in after seeing their buddy get, basically torn apart. So they were going to systematically retreat and kind of pick them off one by one. But, Gretchin, they're weak, they're clumsy, and at the end of the day, they get themselves killed. And that's exactly what happened. So because of this, they only managed to kill that one weak Nurgling that got shot at the beginning. and the acidic bile and toxins managed to take out the remaining ones. So let's see how you guys voted. So at the end of the day, the Gretchin got 31% of the vote, while Nurglings got 69. So again, I agree with you guys. Gretchin are very cowardly, and they generally only attack if the odds are in their favor. So with that being said, Nurglings are way more durable. They like to have fun, and so they don't see battle as like a chore or as a way to like sustain themselves. They're just doing it to have fun. So at the end of the day, the Nurglings took this one. So that was the result of the very first episode to Season 2 of Grimdark Battles. Again guys, this was a special one since it was a 5v5 squad battle. If you want to look at our previous ones where we do 1v1s with named characters, the playlist will be linked at the end of this video, so you can go right ahead and check out all those crazy battles. So again guys, if you guys have your own suggestions, let me know down below. And if you guys think this would have gone the other way around, how do you think the Gretchin would have won? Let me know down below. I really want to hear your thoughts behind this. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. Don't forget guys, we do have a few giveaways going on, namely the daily life of the Plague Marine and the horrible reality of Corn Berserkers. So check those two videos out guys, they were posted last week, so check them out and you'll find out how you guys can win some pretty epic prizes. Stay tuned guys, so we've got more epic 40 facts videos coming out, as well as more 40k content in general. As always, I am the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.